as I was taking off the wheel sets before weathering all these tank cars, I came to a realization, and that was that there are no resistors on any of the wheel sets. For some reason, I was thinking that I did have some resistors on some of them at least, but it looks like I don't have any resistors on any of them. So I'm going to need to put some resistors on some of these wheels before we get them back into the tank cars and get them back on the road. So I'm going to go over how I do the resistor wheel sets. This is so the cars can be detected on the layout as part of the signaling system. And so what you need is, of course, the wheel sets. You need tweezers, some kind of an applicator, super glue, and resistors. These are surface mount resistors, 10,000 ohm, which is what the detection system requires. And we also need some electric paint, which is used to provide the conductivity. So the first thing we do is to get these transistors, get a few transistors off the tape. You just pull this out and they pop right out. I bought these a long time ago. They're very, very cheap, like maybe a couple pennies per, or maybe a nickel each or something like that, but they're just really inexpensive. So I have 4 of them here. I'm not sure if you can see them. I'm going to put some glue on a piece of plastic here. There you go. So take the tweezers and I pick up one of the resistors. There you go. Not sure if you can see it. They're very, very small. So with the resistor and the tweezers, I just get a little dab of glue. And then I place it on the axle, and you have to make sure it's on the side of the axle that has the insulated bushing. And you just place it right there and move it up against the axle. Set that aside to dry. Usually while it's drying, I do a couple more. Right. If you notice, I just lay them down flat. I don't bother trying to put them at an angle like they're sometimes done. Just lay them down flat. Then, I think all but this one are dry. Do that one last. It'll be dry by the time I get to it. So just get a bunch of glue here. Not glue. Electric conductive paint. This is bare conductive. Alright, so hope you can see this. Just take a little bit of paint and we paint from the end, one end, to the axle, and I usually cover the entire axle up, and then very carefully from the other end up to the side of the wheel, making sure that the two do not meet. That should do it. Do the rest of these real quick. So we'll just give those about 15 minutes or so to dry completely, and then we'll put them in some cars. All wheel sets have been reinserted and trains are rolling once again. Weathered crude oil tank cars. I had the opportunity to also do the black cars, which you see rolling by here. And then coming up are the black and white crude oil tank cars. fully weathered. Overall, I ended up doing 56 cars total over the weekend, which leaves just a few cars left to do on the layout. I think I have a set of coal cars that need to be done and a couple of intermodal well cars. Otherwise, getting very close to having all cars weathered on the Union Pacific Railroad Geneva subdivision. Before I go, I just wanted to give a before and after shot of the weathered cars compared to the cars without weathering. Here's a photograph that I took when I had about half of the black crude oil tank cars weathered, and you can see the difference between the weathered cars on the left and the unweathered on the right. Hope you've enjoyed watching these couple of videos. Until next time, have fun running trains.